Ever wondered why you keep losing in FC25 even though you're playing well but can't figure out what exactly you're doing wrong? I have the answer. Because this season alone I've coached over 100 players and they all had the same issue, their defense. And chances are, so do you. In the next couple of minutes, I'll show you how to fix your defensive mistakes so you stop conceding easy goals and finally start winning the games you deserve. Now to get things started and our brain cells working, I want you to focus on this scene. What do you think the defending problem is right here? Let's see if you can find it. Well, it's about the fact that we're only defending on the ball. But what the heck is that on the ball defending, and what should have we done here instead? Let me explain. On the ball defending is when you're actively using the defender nearest to the opponent in possession. You are trying to apply direct pressure and win the ball back by going for a tackle. But on the ball defending is not always enough, as we can see in the clip from our mini quiz, because it leaves open dangerous spaces and passing opportunities for the opponent. How could we have defended that instead? With off the ball defending, where we actively select the defender far away from the player in possession in order to defend dangerous passes or spaces. And suddenly, when the opponent tries to play that same through ball, we can easily intercept it and win back possession. So for this to work, you need to actively use the right stick switching to select the optimal defender. You do this by simply flicking the right stick towards the defender you want to select. And then you can cover the most dangerous passing options, close threatening spaces, or track runners that are trying to get in behind. What makes a great defense is to switch between both styles, on and off the ball defending, seamlessly. That means you have to think of combining both every time. And now if you just think that you would like to learn key concepts like this as well, then I have great news for you. It is actually the perfect time to check out our individual coaching services at a huge discount. You can even get coaching with me and I'll have a look at what you need to improve to get those extra wins during the final team of the season weekend leagues right now. Let's move on to the tip number 2, and as we just spoke about coaching, in fact this is what one of our students' defense looked like before he decided to give our coaching a shot. And this is what it looks like now after a couple of training programs. So what did we change here? The problem is simple. Relying too much on AI defending and constantly chasing from behind made his gameplay predictable, passive, and vulnerable to skillful opponents. To fix this and improve his defensive control, I made him actively defend smarter rather than relying on the AI to do the work. And this is what you need to be doing as well. Taking early control of the defense is key. If you let the AI handle pressure too long, you will give the opponent too much space to play with. So let's stop being afraid of aggressive defending. I'll show you exactly how in this detailed example. So what I try to achieve here is to identify the unique player that has the most optimal position to defend the incoming attacker. We don't want to chase the attacker from behind, so this defender needs to be between the ball and our goal. After identifying him, I use the player switching, preferably by tapping the right analog stick towards his direction, as we learned before, and I take control. Switching to him is only the first part. Now I want to bring him to a position where I can confront the opponent and then anticipate his next moves. I move in front of the attacker at a fair distance and hold L2, LT to start jockeying. I don't rush in, stay balanced, and watch the opponent's body positioning and patterns. Once I am 100% sure that I have a chance to get a touch on the ball, I go in safely and deflect the danger. However, while doing this, there is this ultimate thing you need to avoid: being too aggressive in the wrong spots. It leads to two of the most punishing defensive mistakes: dragging the players out of position and gambling on low percentage tackles. Let me show you why you will become a better defender using my defensive mindset away from these mistakes. Dragging players such as center back or full back and chasing the ball could leave massive gaps behind the defensive line and destroy the shape. What helps me with this issue is to shift my defensive mentality, prioritize shape over immediate pressure. Instead of bringing defenders out in the early play, I find it very useful to stick to the midfielders and wingers first. As long as the opponent doesn't approach my box and I can still defend with my midfield players, there is no need to break the shape of the backline. The positioning isn't the only issue though. Diving in with standing or slide tackles when you're off balance or far from the ball also breaks the defensive shape incredibly, which is a typical mistake. Here I apply another rule and prioritize containment over commitment. This means only tackling when you have closed down the space. Let's have a look at another example here. If I try to tackle here way too far, I will fail, my player will get unbalanced, and my next player switch will be delayed. Lose-lose scenario. However, as you can see in the second example, when I stay patient, only use L2, LT to jockey, and stay square, I am able to mirror the opponent's movements. Until I find the opportunity to go in for a tackle, I patiently keep going with this mirroring. You kinda dance with the opponent in that way. The opportunity arises when the opponent directly faces you with the ball in close range or pushes the ball a bit away from his feet for dribbling. That is the exact time for aggressive challenges. If you want to continue this defensive dominance and get the ball easily away from the opponent while they're running on the wing, click the video on your screen right now and learn how you can win every single running duel defensively. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, take care and peace.